Hi everybody, welcome back to your channel. Hey Kalpna ma'am. This time I'm going to talk about something which is very important. So today's topic is going to be positive and negative vibes. We all love to have positive vibes, and we often hear that, you know what, it's good to have positive vibes, positive vibration. But where do these vibrations come from? They do come from the universe. They come from the universe. Like how we all know one thing very well, that air is nothing but it's a mixture of gases, right? So in the same way, universe has both positive and negative vibes. But do you know one thing? Will you believe if I say that it's in your hand to get the positive vibes? You can get the positive vibes, and it's in your hand. Can you believe it? You have to believe it. At the end of the video, you will definitely believe it. Let me explain you. See, the universe has both positive and negative vibes. It all depends on the act. It all depends on your actions, what you do. For example, let me just talk about a child. A child. What a child will do, what a student will do, he or she would learn the question and answers. So for that, a child has to start from the word, finish one line, then go to second line, and so on. When he or she finishes few lines, then it becomes that will be the completion of the answer, right? So they have to begin with a word. They have to start, right? Isn't it? So when we start something, that means when we take up the task, there are two things. One is, there are things lying on like this. You have many things to do, but you simply sit idle doing nothing. Second scenario is wherein you you have to do, and you like, okay, fine, now I'll take up the task. The moment you decide, see, you're in the bar graph, you're on zero, right, in the bar graph. When you decide that, yeah, I'll take up doing something, then that, it's like, you know what, once you decide your mind to take up something and start and go, get going with the job, then get going with the task, then what it becomes is, it becomes like, huh? Then how it becomes is, you actually, it's like a well begin is half done. So that's one of the first positive thing. Okay, so you take up and you do it. So you see, human brain is human brain, it's not a computer, right? So we need to work hard. It depends on the grasping level. It depends on the grasping power of a person, of a person, and the intelligence of a person, right? But those who are not able to, they have to work little bit hard, right? First time they learn, second time there might be chances that they would have forgotten, then again they need to brush it up, they need to revise the first line again, then they become a, no one is a pro, no one is a born pro, no one is a born pro, right? So we have to be, if you want to become a pro, it can happen only through thorough practice. But one thing, remember, there's nothing which is impossible. There's nothing which is impossible. You just have to take up the task and decide, you make up your mind to go ahead with it. So there are two, I told you, see, this goes with the elders also, those who are working staff. It can be housewife also, huh? Oh, a housewife can plan. Okay, today let me do, bring certain things, let me plan certain things in such a way that I can manage in this much amount of money. So that is her planning. So mentally she is working. A housewife is working, but she is doing a mental work, right? So always the main funda is, you have to be busy. You have to be busy. Now this is the ground level. Huh? Now let me tell you the positive and negative vibes. How you come across, how you get the positive vibes. Let me explain you. See, now you are in the ground level. Okay, the moment you think that you want to do something, it can be mentally or it can be physically, right? So when you start doing stuff, that is when the vibration they act upon us. When you make up your mind and you start doing things mentally or physically, the positive vibes from the universe, they come and they surround you. They surround the body. the acting body, and what they do, they lay the base. They lay the basement, and then they make you see, when the child learns first line, second line, third line, so you are growing, you are growing. So what does it do? It lays pillar, basement, and it makes you grow. That's the positive vibe. Now let me tell you the role of a negative vibe. You're simply sitting idle. I just happened to meet my son. Every Sunday, either I go and or else I pick my son. So I asked him, yes, Dad, how was your day? Like, how are things going on at school? And he's like, Ma, I'm going to participate in a song. So I'm going to play a song. Are you going to sing or play? I'm like, he said, Ma, I'm going to sing as well as play. I'm going to play the piano and sing the song. I said, wow, is it going to be a solo performance or how many? Or it's a group? He's like, Ma, it's going to be a solo performance. I said, great, da, good going. So then I asked him, what are the lines? He's like, Ma, I have not learned the lines. But first I will finish up with the piano lines. I said, yeah, makes sense. But Abhi, I said, but Abhi, see, in order to learn piano, it is must to have piano. But you know what? You can enjoy the music when you know the beat. You can enjoy the beats when you know the lyrics. They both will blend together like anything, and you will enjoy. But for learning the lines, you don't need the piano at all. You can see, now I am driving you through, and you are sitting next to me. You can just open your mobile and start from word by word. You can complete the lines. Learn one line, two line. So that's how when you do something, you're growing. But when you don't do when you don't do anything, simply sit idle. See, always it's an advice for everyone. Whenever you're on the way, at least run your try to capture things. Okay, this place is here. This left I have to take. When you take a second U-turn, this is where this falls. So mentally you have to be occupied. Either verbally you should be talking or doing something, but you shouldn't be idle, sitting idle just like that. Now, let me explain you the role of the negative vibes. So what happens is, when you're just on the ground doing nothing, there's no action being done mentally or physically. What happens? These negative vibes, they come and they surround you as positive vibes. But what do positive vibes do? They create a basement. They lay a pillar, and they make you grow like a building, like a strong building. You are growing by learning 1 second, taking a first task, second task, third task, fourth task. You're growing. But when you don't do anything, the negative vibes, what they do? They just surround the body, and they make a hole on it. They make a hole. See, a piece of land on which you're standing, and if someone is cutting that particular part, what will happen? What will happen? That particular part will go down or not? So you're not growing, you're going down. You're going down. Others are, see, when others are learning and they are growing up and you don't do, obviously you go down. So that's the reaction of the negative vibes. Do not get affected by, do not let negative vibes affect you at all by any ways. That's the only motive. See, people do say, you know what, you are not remembered as and when people have work, that is when they remember you. But no, you don't need to feel upset for that. You don't need to feel bad for that. Shall I tell you why? Because we also do the same thing. When there's a power cut, electricity goes. That is when we'll search for the candle. Where's the candle? Where's the candle? Where's the candle? Otherwise, we never talk about the candle at all. I hope you do agree. So it's like, you know, we are like an emergency candle. So when people come to you only for the work, to get their work done, or when they actually think of something and then they feel that no, this is the person to whom we should go, that is when they come to you. Then you think you are an emergency person. Okay, it's like a candle. How we remember the candle in terms of power cut. So in the same time, you are required in terms of their need. So you are important. You're important. They know that you play a major role. Ah, every individual knows who's an empty bowl and who has stuff inside their brain. Everyone knows others' talents and skills also. Everyone can't be a pro in everything, but everyone is a pro in something or the other. So always, whenever you meet people, you come across people, try to grab and learn something or the other. But when you learn something, please take a lesson. Take a lesson. Keep it in mind. Do not show your anger out. Do not react on it. Just do what you are there to do. So I hope the positive vibes and the negative vibes you would have got to know. So we all want positive vibes. So what you have to do, you have to just get going, dream, think. I said mentally you work. That's also doing something, right? So think big, dream big. See, when you have a dream, then only that is when you feel that, yeah, that's my goal. I need to go ahead to achieve my goal. So just don't stop. My son often says, I usually says, you know what, Ashwin, I'm not that smart. And he's like, Ma, stop it. I know what you are. The moment you decide, my eldest son, Ashwin, he says, Ma, I know what you are, Ma. He says, Ma, it's just a fraction of second that you decide to take up a task. If you take up a task, we can't stop a banyan tree growing in the same way. Your results will flourish like this, Ma. You're unstoppable. You're unstoppable. And whatever you'll do in a unique way and different way. So like this, try to be a motivation. My son has been a motivation to me. He's always, whenever I'm scared of taking up a task, I just remember him. Ma, you're just unstoppable, Ma. So that's what, we all have some of the other good qualities. We might not be a pro in everything. So let's try to nourish the skills that we are already having and try to add things from others. I hope this video of positive vibration would have definitely would have brought an impact on your life, and try to implement it. Good things always good to adapt and act on it. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye.